Xbox, they are working on improving cloud gaming. A bunch of games have been added to the Stream Your Own Game library. Cyberpunk 2077 got another update. It looks like the launch pre-orders for the upcoming Xbox ROG Ally will be happening soon, as Best Buy has posted to sign up to get ready for more information. Some crazy numbers for GTA 6 that could be happening. Some analysts are saying this thing is going to just make tons of money and sell lots of copies. And we have an interesting story for Ubisoft, who's taking over as the CEO of their new division, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. It got the reviews. This game is looking like it is going to be a game of the year. So we will go over all of that. But before we do, if you enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit the subscribe, share, like, all of that good stuff. Really helps the channel out. For now, let's jump into it. So obviously, Xbox Cloud Gaming is a major part of the Xbox ecosystem, something that Xbox is continuously trying to improve upon and expand out to more people. It really is that gateway to get literally everybody playing Xbox. You don't have to buy big hardware, expensive hardware. You don't need to have a PC. You just need to have something that everyone already has nowadays, which is a phone. And you're going to be able to get into the Xbox ecosystem if you sign up for Xbox Game Pass. And one of the things with cloud gaming on Xbox, it is not the best cloud gaming service out there right now. I would say NVIDIA GeForce Now, just in terms of the latency, the resolutions, everything, does have Xbox right now top. But cloud gaming on Xbox is still very good. I've used it for a while, and I think it is a very, very good service. But looks like they are going to be continuing to try to improve it in many different ways. There is a report here from Windows Central and Jez Corden talking about some of the stuff that they will be looking to improve upon. And I have to say, if they can make cloud gaming good, something that when you access it, there really is no lag and artifacting and low latency. I mean, obviously you have to have a good internet connection, but if they can handle everything on their end, then I think this has a chance of being bigger and growing as the years do continue to go on and as more people get better internet connections. But they say here, it's not exactly a revelation to know that Microsoft is looking to improve the situation here. I've heard that Microsoft is already testing PC-based rather than Xbox console-based servers for its next-gen cloud provision, while retaining backward compatibility with the existing library. And Microsoft announced a partnership with AMD specifically to maintain Xbox console backward compatibility on its future chips, despite the broad expectations that they will be PC oriented. So you can expect Microsoft's next-gen Xbox Cloud to support higher bitrate and resolution options, getting closer to NVIDIA's 4K GFN Ultimate tier, and Microsoft's current gen option reaches 1080p and 60 FPS at most, although it's not always able to hit those targets based on a variety of factors. So I mean, there's a couple of things there. 4K absolutely needs to come to Xbox Cloud Gaming. That needs to be a major part of their future going forward to the next generation of upgrades, using PC and testing PC based for their back end servers and everything, rather than the Xbox will probably help them put out better versions of the games, because as of right now, I think some games in cloud even use the Series S version, which I'm not 100% sure, but sometimes it just kind of does feel like that. And then the other thing here is the whole backwards compatibility aspect of this. They announced that partnership with AMD. It looks like they are going to be doing everything in their power to make sure that console games and your entire library move on to PC as well. But you're going to have your whole backwards catalog if you're still on the Xbox console. I wonder how they're going to handle some games that just aren't able to be played natively. I wonder if the cloud-based option is going to be that solution for some of those games out there right now that you don't natively download, or they've unable to get it working natively on your PC if it is an older Xbox console version of the game. I wonder if the cloud is going to be the solution to it. I feel like it will, but obviously I would love to see everything just be able to run natively on the hardware that you do select on. I feel at the end of the day, next generation Xbox is going to have everything from all the different generations. The biggest question and the most interesting thing I see going forward here is how are they going to handle the entire ecosystem? Like with the new handheld that's coming out Right now, it is just your PC Xbox experience. How are they going to get the console Xbox experience? The games that are currently on your Series X, Series S, running on that machine for the full Xbox ecosystem everywhere you do go. So lots of questions there, but I definitely think they are working on it, and the cloud will be playing a major role here going forward for Xbox. Another thing that they do very good here that they've continuously been expanding out, which is something I've always thought they needed to work on, and they're definitely adding more games all the time, and that is the stream your own game library. They've added 30 plus games now, including some pretty big titles here to the overall service. So here are the titles. I'll just quickly run through them because there's some good stuff here. You have Origami 2 Arcade Paradise. You have basically the entire Assassin's Creed games. You have the Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Unity. All those are in there. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is like a very cool style, Jet Set Radio style of game. It's like a spiritual successor to that if you've ever played that game. So check that one out. Bramble the Mountain King, Eden Zero, Everspace 2 Flock, Journey to the Savage Planet. A bunch of Lego games. So you have Lego Batman, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, Lego City Undercover, Lego Jurassic World, Lego Marvel's Avengers, Lego Worlds. Then you have Magical Delicacy, My Friend Peppa Pig, PGA Tour 2K25, Saints Row 2, Saints Row the Third, Saints Row 4, Signalis, Chia, The Callisto Protocol, The Case of Golden Idol, and XCOM 2. All of those games added here to the stream your own games, and that is part of them continuously adding games. Now it seems like with almost every Game Pass announcement, Xbox is adding games to the stream your own game library, which is a very good thing. If you purchase a game, if it doesn't include the Play Anywhere feature, it's in the stream your own game library, so you still technically can play it wherever you want. But I think the bigger thing there is if you have one of those controllers that attach to your phone and you want to use cloud gaming, now you're actually having access to games that you've purchased, which is a nice selling point for getting into the Xbox ecosystem. Cyberpunk 2077, they're still doing updates to it, and they actually had a pretty significant update here coming to all the consoles. Update 2.3 is adding a VRR, new quest, and more. And again, on Xbox, on PlayStation, and wherever you play Cyberpunk. But here are the new features. There's auto drive and Delamain taxi service, new vehicles and quests to unlock them, additional crystal code customization, extra twin tone paint jobs, expanded photo mode options, quality of life improvements, improved HDR settings. Then you have all of these AMD FSR features like AMD FSR 4, 3.1 frame generation, as well as Intel XeSS will be added in there with frame generation, Intel HDR 10 plus, VRR on consoles, and more. So lots of stuff here coming to Cyberpunk 2077. I remember that they had said they were kind of done with this game, and then they continued to add updates. They brought over to the Nintendo Switch 2, and it runs really well on the Switch 2. So they're obviously not done here yet with Cyberpunk 2077 as they continue to improve upon this game, which had one of the biggest turnarounds from when it launched to all the backlash with the game not running well, having to be taken off of some of the marketplaces, to becoming one of the best-selling games and one of the best RPGs out there for a lot of people. If you are looking forward to getting into the next Xbox device, the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X, we've already seen leaks on prices in euros. We'll see how that does translate over to other currencies out there. But I think the launch for this thing is imminent, or at least the pre-orders for it is imminent. Maybe Gamescom will be the place where they really get all the information out there for the ROG Xbox Ally and the LAX. And Best Buy here is already preparing to get that information out there. They have a sign-up page, which they usually only do when it is coming up to when more information will be coming out here. And if you go to Best Buy, you can put your email and stuff and get information on both of these handhelds. This will be a very interesting handheld to track because, of course, the whole debate as to whether it's an Xbox or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. That's your choice to choose. It is an Xbox in terms of being able to play in the Xbox ecosystem and play Xbox games. And the price is going to be the other major contributing factor, I think, to how well this sells. I don't really believe people looking at these devices in general with any logic would look at them and say, oh, these are going to be cheap devices. They are going to be expensive. I think people are expecting up around the $1,000 price point. So people who are expecting that and excited are still going to go out there and buy it. It's not going to appeal to somebody who likes to buy the Xbox Series S, or is thinking that it's going to be around the price of a Nintendo Switch 1. It's not going to appeal to those people, or people who aren't really caring that much about getting the highest end in a certain type of product, which this will be the highest end handheld out there with the Z2 Extreme and everything that is on this thing. So it'll be very good. It will be expensive though. It'll be for hardcore gamers and tech enthusiasts who want to have the best in their hands. So we'll see how well it sells. I think it'll do fine. I think there's a lot of enticing things here for the ROG Xbox Ally and the Ally X. All right, let's move over here. Let's talk about GTA 6. We know this game is going to be the biggest thing in gaming potentially ever, probably ever, with how big this series is and how many people are still playing GTA 5 after all of these years. Well, analysts are coming out here with some massive predictions of just about how well they think this game is really going to do. They believe that GTA 6 will make $7 billion in 2 months, which is an insane amount of money. This comes from LinkedIn's Convoy's Josh Chapman saying will be the greatest video game release ever. And in a series of predictions has this to say: GTA 6, we predict that GTA 6 will generate 7.6 billion in revenue in the first 60 days of its launch. Current release date is May 26, 2026, and this will be the greatest video game release of all time, shattering player viewership and revenue records. So that is what they are thinking this is going to happen. And they also think that it will ship 85 million copies in 2 months, which is at $80 per game. So the estimate here is not $100, which a lot of people are saying this game will launch at. It is estimated to be at $80 per game and 85 million copies in a 2-month window, which just sounds absolutely insane. But at the same time, I wouldn't be that shocked. If you look at Grand Theft Auto 5, as of 2025, they have sold 215 million copies, and it took just 3 days for the game to secure 1 billion in sales. And within a single day, 11 million copies were sold. So you take a look at big GTA 5 was, and you can expand that, extrapolate that, because it has grown even more since then, believe it or not, the popularity of this series. So it's going to do some crazy numbers. It will be the biggest video game release of all time, make the most money, all of those things. Hopefully the game is good, and I'm sure it will be, as Rockstar always does end up delivering. But it's going to be a moment in time in gaming where you really see a single product have a huge effect across the entire industry, as you've already seen other companies out there have to shuffle and move their releases because they don't want to launch anywhere around the release here of GTA 6. Ubisoft, as we know, they opened up a subdivision. They made a deal with Tencent and they opened up a subdivision still under Ubisoft. Ubisoft still owns all of these IPs and everything, but it is backed here by Tencent funding, the subsidiary. And now Yves Guillemot's son is the co-CEO of a new Tencent-backed subsidiary. Again, I've talked about this so many times. People were thinking that Yves and the Guillemot family were just going to easily sell off Ubisoft and it would be no problem and they would to the highest bidder. But we've seen many reports and we've seen the proof here that the Guillemot family wants to keep their legacy as they created this thing and they don't want to let this go. And this is just another step in that direction. So they're going to do whatever they can to make sure that they still have major decision-making power within the company. And again, with the co-CEO, his son being named here, this is another step in that direction. They say here the French publisher announced the unnamed subsidiary, which is partly owned by Tencent after a 1.16 billion euro investment. And the aim is for the subsidiary to oversee Ubisoft's 3 biggest IPs: Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and act autonomously from its parent. And on Wednesday, Ubisoft named Charlie Guillemot as the co-CEO of the new venture, and previously led Ubisoft-owned mobile studios Alliant before leaving to found a co-Web3 indie firm Unagi and rejoining Ubisoft earlier this year. So he will be joined as co-CEO by 35-year company veteran Christophe Durens, who is the former head of Montreal studio and the managing director of North America for Ubisoft. So there you have it. I mean, all of the same, basically the big decision makers that were previously making decisions are just still going to be making decisions there with funding backed by 10/10. I've enjoyed Assassin's Creed series, so I can't really complain too much. I hope they continue making great Assassin's Creed games. I think out of all of those there, even like Rainbow Six has been extremely successful. And even Far Cry, I think, has been pretty fun. I've enjoyed the games, but I think Far Cry needs an advancement of some sort. So we'll see what they do here. But those are three games that have been just very successful for Ubisoft. That's why they put them together, where that's their cash cow. That's how Ubisoft will continue to make a ton of money and then be able to invest in doing other things. And finally, Donkey Kong Bonanza is out today. I'm looking forward to this game as a big 3D platformer fan. Loved Super Mario Odyssey. Love all of those 3D Mario games. So I feel like this is like a spiritual successor to that, in the sense that we're going to get a Super Mario Odyssey 2 in the future. It's just not now. This is a game that comes in between that. But it is looking like this will be far more than just a filler. This may end up being a game of the year candidate. Reviews are out for Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it's getting 10s and 9s across the board. Certainly right now sitting at a Metacritic of 90 and an Open Critic of 91. And I've watched so much gameplay of this one. I'm very excited for it. I am absolutely going to play this game. I think it's going to be extremely, extremely fun. So Nintendo so far since the launch of the Switch 2 haven't given too many games that are new for the Switch 2 from their first parties. You have Mario Kart World, and then now you're having Donkey Kong Bonanza, but both very, very strong titles, and I'm sure we'll get more. We're going to have Metroid Prime coming up, so it could end up being actually a very strong year. If Metroid Prime 4 hits with Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Metroid 4, it's actually an extremely strong year for Nintendo for their first party. So I'm excited for all of them. I'm in there. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.